Hello, welcome to the opening bell. My name is Isaac, and in this video we will recap the stock market week of March 6th to March 10th, 2023, and let's get started. My first stock that I'm going to talk about is Coca-Cola. I own 20 shares of Coca-Cola, and I paid for it at a price of $60.57, and its last price was $59.21. I have a loss of $27.10 on Coca-Cola, and so it's not been one of my best stocks because it hasn't seen the green side, positivity side since I first bought it, and it's just not had that much action in the last couple of weeks. Here's a chart for Coca-Cola. As we can see, it starts the week in between $59 and $60 around here. It's going to have fluctuating prices going up and down, and then it's gonna take a little downside to end the week at around a little more than $59 around here. So not that much change in the value from the beginning of the week to the end of the week. However, a lot of fluctuating prices compared to most stocks this week. My next stock that I'm going to talk about is Marriott. I own 28 shares of Marriott, and I paid for it at a price of $169.33, and the last price was $164.53. I lost $134.50 on Marriott, and Marriott is usually one of the best stocks that I own, and it's usually one of the stocks that sees the positive side. However, not this week, and we're going to talk about that in the charts. Here's a chart for Marriott. As we can see, not that much fluctuating prices compared to Coca-Cola. It starts the week at a little less than $175 around here, and not that much fluctuating prices. It's going to take a downward slant, and it's not gonna really go up that much this week. It's gonna take a little up here to regain the dip that it went down here. But overall, not that much action from Marriott. It's just a downward slope this week to end the week, a little less than $165. My next stock that I'm going to talk about is Disney. I own 130 shares of Disney, and I paid for it at a price of $106.14, and its last price is $93.57. And I have a loss of over $1,633.63 to be exact. And Disney was one of my best stocks a couple weeks ago, but it's not seen the green side since a couple weeks ago, and it's my worst stock by far, and this has to do with the quantity I own with $130, and I paid for it, of course, with a price of $106.14, and its last price was $93.57, so around a $13 decrease per share caused an over $1,000 loss in Disney. Here's a chart for Disney. As we can see, as well as is with Marriott, not that much fluctuating prices compared to Coke, but Marriott and Disney do have a similarity with not that many fluctuating prices. And of course, and the same with Marriott, it's going to follow a gradually downward slope, and it's going to start the week at a little less than $102, and it's going to end the week less than $94. So it doesn't look like a big dip. However, overall this week, it's not been the best stock, and it's had around it hasn't had a good of a week on a downward trend heading into next week. My next stock that I am going to talk about is McDonald's. I own 20 shares of McDonald's, and I paid for it at a price of $264.89, and its last price was $262.03. I lost $57.20 on McDonald's, and yet last week it was one of the good stocks I owned. Last week it did go up after the expansion with Krispy Kreme donuts being sold in more of its locations in the United States, but McDonald's did go up last week, and however a little downward trend this week, which caused the loss in profit for McDonald's. Here's the chart for McDonald's. As we can see, starts the week off sideways, then it's going to take a downward trend starting on March 7th, and it's going to until March 10th, it's going to take an upwards note, and then it's just going to take a little sideways downwards glance to end the week. It starts the week off at around $270, and then it's going to end the week at a little less than $265 around here, so not that much difference. There is a little difference, but not that much difference in McDonald's value this week compared to last week. However, a big difference, because last week it did go up a lot, and however it did go down this week, as we can see from March 7th to March 10th with that downward slope. The next stock that I'm going to talk about is Yum. I own 10 shares of Yum, and I paid for it at a price of $129.36, and its last price before the closing bell on Friday, March 10th was $124.58. I have a loss of $47.80 on Yum, and Yum is also a stock kind of like McDonald's, which was going up when I first bought it, but then it started going down, and it's been in the red since like a couple weeks, so since I first bought it. So not that much action from Yum, but it is in the negative side. Here's a chart for Yum. It starts the week at a little over $133, and like it was with Marriott Disney, it takes not that much fluctuating prices. It's just going to take an overall downward slant slope to end the week less than $126, around $125, around there. So I mean, it does take some fluctuating prices, but overall, just a downward slope, which didn't have that much action this week from Yum. My next stock that I'm going to talk about is Apple. I own 20 shares of Apple, and I paid for it at a price of $147.80, and its last price was $140.50, and I have a profit of $14 on Apple, which is the only profit that I've made this week in Apple overall, with a $14 profit. And so Apple's my only stock that's seen the green side. That saw the green side this week. However, but this is because compared to last week when it did have prices that were fluctuating. So I'm kind of happy that Apple is my only stock to have positive value. Here's the chart for Apple. It is going to start the week a little less than $154. Around here, it's going to take just a straight sideways note all the way until we get to around March 9th, around here. And then it's going to start going down, and we'll see on March 9th, it will start the day at $152 and end the day at $148. So a $4 decrease per share from Apple to end the week overall. However, Apple is one of the good stocks I own, and I'm happy to know that it did have a profit, but since I first bought it, however, a negative sides to end the week for Apple. The last and final stock that I'm going to talk about is Google. I own 15 shares of Google, and I paid for it at a price of $100.48, and its last price was $90.63. So a loss of around $10 per share, and I have a loss exactly of $147.75 on Google. So it's not one of my best stocks. It's gone down since last week, and it's not been one of the best performing stocks that I own. Here's the chart for Google. As we can see, sideways no all the way until we get to, starts the week a little more than 94 cents. Sideways note until we get to around middle of March 9th. And then it's just going to continue from March 9th to March 10th on a downward note to end the week, like it's did with most of the stocks that we've seen this week. And that's something to analyze and to understand that stocks did end the week not on a good note on around Friday, March 10th. So Google not performing well to end the week. However, a pretty strong and sideways week until we get to around March 9th and March 10th. Your story of the week is in red this week. We are going to talk about the collapse of the Silicon Valley Bank. And as we can see, it starts the week at a little above $250, and it's going to take a sideways glance all the way until we get to March 9th, where this is where it collapses, and it's going to take a big plummet from $250 to around $100, and a 90-degree plunge in stock value there with the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, which was a big deal in the stock market towards the end of the week. I would also like to talk about the February jobs report. A lot of people did get jobs during February, so that did affect the unemployment rate. This caused the stock market to go down. Also, this week, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell did give a speech to Congress and the Senate, and this was the cause of major stock market action during the course of the week. Thank you for watching this stock market recap of the week of March 6th to March 10th, 2023. I will continue posting videos weekly, stock market recaps, and I hope you enjoyed this video.